and we're gonna play some Satisfactory. I missed playing Satisfactory on Tuesday because I had a gig, so I'm excited to jump back into it today. Um, right before we got started, Ian asked, "What's the space elevator and why am I talking about it?" Well, our one of the ways you progress in this game, Satisfactory, like many automation games, you have kind of work your way up the technology tier tree. We have unlocked everything from 0 to tier 4. We have gotten all these things unlocked. So in order to unlock the next milestones, tier 5 and 6, we need to complete Space Elevator Phase 2. So for those who don't know, this thing here, I often call it the Space Needle, but it's actually called the Space Elevator. You can actually watch YouTube videos if you want to learn about space elevators. But basically, it's a thing that connects a planet to something orbiting in space, and we have to get some items automated, feed it into this space elevator, and then we'll unlock the next tier. So that is going to be the plan for today. I want to work on getting these things going. We need to get smart plating, versatile frameworks, and automated wiring automated. So that's going to be our goal today. I'm curious if my power... It's almost staying maxed out. It looks like all but one of my coal generators is getting enough water. So somehow one of these coal generators is giving me a red light every once in a while, it seems like. See if I can see which one it is. I'm just looking at these green lights. If one turns red occasionally. We worked on this at the end of the stream last time, and yeah, there's one that turned yellow, so probably was missing water for just a bit. Anyway, we have power storage now, so with these guys here, I have a feeling with power storage, I'm not, even if these things are not exactly running all the time, we should never have an issue with power until we start completely draining everything. So first thing I want to do is I want to kind of look at my... I didn't have a chance to do anything off stream. I've just been so busy the last week and a half or so. Let's look at what we did last time. We labeled all our floors. Sixth floor we got steel beams and steel pipes. So let me just take a look at what's going on up here just to remind myself what we did. So we got iron rod, screws, cables. Stuff is flowing, looking good. We got reinforced iron plates and AI limiters. I see stuff flowing, I think. Yeah, stuff's going. Not super fast, but it's going. Copper wire, quick wire, copper sheets. I love just coming up here and seeing everything flowing and moving. I do need to... My quick wire is not flowing super fast, but that's because I'm not really turning it into anything. So hopefully I'll have a recipe today I can use my quick wire in to actually make use of it. Fifth floor, rotors and modular frames. See modular frames over there. Do I see rotors? I do see rotors coming out. So some of these things are not being made super fast because we just don't have the materials for it. And then we got steel beams and steel pipes. And my steel pipes are apparently backed up. They should never be backed up. I'll need to check why those are backed up. What floor is the Starbucks? We have a new floor. Maybe the Starbucks will be on this floor. Looks like I started something. What was this going to be? Do I have... Oh, I was going to do encased industrial beams. That's right. I don't think that's needed for one of the 3 things we need to automate, but I might do this plus one of the other items, and the next floor up be the other 2 items, because I want to get this phase 2 going today. Yeah, so it's going to send steel beams and concrete up here to do encased industrial beams. Can I make tier 4 belts yet? I can't. So even if I get encased industrial beams, I won't be able to make anything with them. But probably a good idea to get them automated. Let me see, before I do anything else, I want to see what my steel pipes are backed up. I wonder if that means my storage is already filled up. Probably means my storage is filled and it can't move out of here fast enough. I think it basically means I need tier 4 belts to make things move faster. All right, So we have lots and lots of steel pipes, and they are just not able to flow fast enough. Yeah, we're backed up here. Do I have tier 3 belts in all these? Let's make sure. That's tier 3. Yeah, I think it's just we have too much overflow. Too much overflow and not fast enough belts. Starbucks. You know what? We have to be hashtag sponsored before we get a Starbucks in our mall. So we're not yet hashtag sponsored by Starbucks. Just checking all of these things. I think we have Mark III belts already on all these. I'm just trying to make sure. Yeah, it's Mark III. So I got my fastest belt going for all this. Let's see here. So, encased industrial beams. I need to bring up concrete, which I think I was setting up last time. Let me see if I've got the concrete. Oh my god, why is the buy follower thing still happening? Thank you, Shogi. I hope we don't have like 100 of those like we had the other day. Okay, I believe... Yes, I believe concrete. Which, what level was that? It's a 2, so Mark II. Let's do this. Oh, okay, so this is going to be concrete. We're going to bring concrete over here. So that will be... I swear the bots have been driving me crazy lately. Alright. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the concrete here, then bring it down to there. Although I probably don't need to bring it down. I could probably move that up some. How am I going to do this? Because I have a storage of concrete over there. I think what I'm going to do is have the overflow go to my storage from this side. I think it's going to be the easiest way to do this. And this is going to be a little awkward because my concrete is below my iron. How am I going to do this? How do I want to do this? I think what I need to do is move this top iron line up one conveyor pole here. I think is going to be the way I need to do this. Looks like the bots seem loved watching me play Satisfactory. I guess so. It's a great game. I don't blame them. I don't blame them, but go away, bots. You are not welcome here. Alright, so I need to get this iron up one level so I can bring my concrete over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this guy. So it'll clear that guy out. This is a Mark, what belt level is this? It's a Mark II. It's Mark II. So we go up to there, over to there, and this iron is going over to there. So we're gonna have this all go up there. All right. Mark II belt will go to there. And this should easily just plug into there. Looks clean. All right, so that will be autosave. Iron. This guy, this belt needs to actually go up. To there. And that will free up our concrete. I'm gonna put a smart splitter on here. There's a Mark I or a Mark II. It's a Mark I belt. I have a feeling I need this to be a Mark II belt. I'm gonna have to check my amount of concrete needed. Alright, so this is gonna be a smart splitter. Right there. Left will be overflow. Middle will be any undefined. Right will be none. I might have to upgrade the amount of concrete we're doing, but that I will do that after we get things plugged in here. Alright, that should clear up this middle guy to bring across. to right here, and let's actually move this up so it's straight here. Let's see, so it should be just above this guy, I think by 1, 2. And this is the wrong direction. My favorite. What's the left one? R. You see orange at the bottom. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Mm-hmm. 1, 2. Let's see if that plugs in correctly. There we go. And it's straight. Beautiful. So that is concrete going up. We have overflow. That'll go to our storage. All right. Let's go see how much concrete I need. I didn't do the math numbers before I started looking at all this. So I'm going to get industrial concrete going, and then we're going to start looking at getting these 3 items we need for phase 2, the top right of our screen, the Space Needle or Space Elevator upgrade. How was my gig? Oh, how was my gig sorry, I missed your message earlier. It was good. It was that first Tuesday of the month where I basically just sign checks and hang out all day. It's pretty boring, but I basically get paid to be a trustworthy person. It's basically what happens. All right, so I need 30 concrete per minute per one of these things. And currently I have a Mark 1 belt, which is 60 per minute. So I could do 2 of these. How many steel beams are we doing a minute? This wants 24, so I would need 48 steel beams a minute to do 2 of these guys. Am I making 48 steel beams a minute? I am making 15 times 3. I'm actually making 45. So I am just shy of that. I'm going to do only a single reinforced steel beam a minute thing right now, I think. Because I don't want my steel beams. I don't want to use more steel beams than I'm creating right now, is the thing I want to avoid. So, this should be concrete, yes. And I actually think I want this to come up in the middle here. So this is where I want the steel beams to come out of. Job where I deliver checks. Yeah, it's basically, I don't know, it's weird to describe. My friend is a moneylender, and there are auctions for foreclosures on houses, and he basically lends money to people who buy houses and flip them. But because he lends money to people, it's not like somebody he's like, I'm just going to give you $200,000 in checks. He gives those to me so that I'm his kind of person he trusts to not run away with a lot of money. That's basically what it is. How do I want to do this? I want this to go back and go up. How do I do that in a clean way? I think I actually just go through the ceiling and have it go back that way. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's have this be directly above this guy, which I think I've described that before. So yeah, it's my weirdest gig that I do. That's for sure. It's my weirdest gig. Because it has nothing to do with singing. Okay, so I want to basically bring this back in the middle area here, and the output's going to be on this side, so this will be perfectly clean. Okay, in the middle, 1, 2. All right, this is steel beams. We'll bring these all the way back. Is this in the middle? I think it's in the middle. Not really weird. I just work for the Texas mob. Yeah, basically. Basically, I'm a bookie. You didn't pay your interest. Time for me to break your arms. which arm is least important to you. All right, so this is gonna go into 1, 2, there, and eventually I'm gonna want to have a splitter for this guy, but it's gonna be on this. 1, 2, that. So I'm gonna have a splitter going here because we'll eventually want to expand this. Is that centered? It is. Will this run into this other guy? It actually will. So I need one of these to be on a different level. Get on my level, son. So I think what I'm going to do is have this actually go up to one of these guys. There, and then we'll have the next one will be over here somewhere. This splitter right here. Get rid of that guy so it's not overlapping. And then that will go there. Okay, very nice. Okay, so that's that guy. Steel beams and concrete. My steel beams are making their way over here. Power lines. Will be... I'm not going to do 2 of these guys, but I'm pretty sure the next guy would be... How would I do the next guy? Would it be right there? Can't remember if I put them right next to each other or if I put a little more space like that. I feel like I did it that way, and if I did it that way, the power line would go like halfway between them around right here. Okay. I'll leave that guy for now. I'm not going to use it, but I'll leave it there. All right, so we got encased industrial beams. Then we just need the output going down to a storage, and then we can start working on the next pieces. I'm probably going to do 1 of the 3 other items here, and then up to the next floor we'll do the next 2 items. I haven't quite a while. How's new car been treating me? Pretty well. I haven't had any issues with it, but I'm pretty sure there are a couple things I didn't notice on the car when I bought it. I'm pretty sure the back driver's side window, they're power windows. I'm pretty sure the back driver's side window doesn't roll down. Like, I don't know if the power thingy is broken or whatnot. And I'm pretty sure when I got it, the tires were not new. So this Saturday I have to take it to Discount Tire to get things rotated, possibly aligned, and possibly replaced, which kind of sucks because tires are not super cheap. But I mentioned this the other day. I got almost run off the road by somebody on like a Tuesday night rehearsal. Some dumbass didn't check their blind spot, which is where I was, and didn't use a blinker, and almost ran me off the road. I had to swerve and like hit the curb, and so I had like this dent in the side of my wheel or the hubcap or something that I'm hoping is not going to cost a ton of fix, or is something they could just kind of bang on with a hammer to fix. Yeah, Dallas sucks. Dallas sucks. Drivers in Dallas are terrible. They're stupid and they don't pay attention, and they're always in a hurry, and they just suck at driving. I mean, I have very first-hand experience driving in Dallas as an Uber/Lyft driver for so long. Glad I don't have to do it regularly, but dumbass was probably on their phone, didn't even pay attention. Almost caused it. If I wasn't paying such a good attention, it would have been a wreck. So, yeah, I'm also glad to be safe, and I appreciate that. But it's I was cursing up a storm. You think I cursed at FTL? Just think of the curses I make when somebody almost runs me off the road and causes me to be in a frickin' wreck because they're shiznitty driver. Okay, there we go. So that should be right. Here in Berlin, it's not different. Yeah. Is this Tetris? This game is called Satisfactory. But when you're, you know, building stuff, it can kind of resemble Tetris sometimes. Yeah, it's true. All right, so if I have this go up to another floor, it would probably be on this side. So I'm going to do this. This is going to be, that's left will be any undefined. Center will be overflow. Right will be none. And I'm going to send this stuff down how? I probably want this one to go down the center. Let me figure this out, though. It is a satisfactory answer, and that is a satisfactory pun. Well done. Driving these days seems to be more and more dangerous. Yeah. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Okay. So the next one I am doing... Okay, I think I want this first one to be in the center, and it's going to go back. And the next one will go to the right and go underneath there. So this one will be in the center. Could do that to the left. I really am going to need to change my storage. My factory looks cool from up here, though. But I feel like I really need to change my storage. Or just my distribution of stuff out of my factory. We need to figure that out. Hey, thanks, Simon Says and Eggsy, for the follows. I appreciate that. Oh, wait. One was from 11 hours ago. So thank you, Eggsy. All right, so we're going to go here. This is going to be the middle. That's where we're going to go. All right, so middle guy will be 1, 2. Like this. That'll be industrial, encased industrial beams. And these will go down. Let's try not to fall and kill ourselves. There. There. Yeah, so this is going to go to a storage thing over there, and then the one to the right, that's going to be one of these three things, either smart plating, the other thing, or the other thing. One of those three guys will go on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and put guy here. Can I rotate it? Which direction is it going? R? No. Apparently I can't change the direction this way. I'm going to have to do a thing on the ground here. Let me just put a storage thing. It'll be faster. Am I nervous when I have gigs? Whether with money or singing? It depends on the gig. If it's like a choir gig at my church job that I've done a million times, I never get nervous anymore. Just another job. The opera I did the other day where I was stressing out about getting all the German words correct, I absolutely stressed about that one. If it's a gig where I'm doing more... Damn it, I should have split this off. Hold on a second. Let me do something like this. If it's like a Christmas caroling gig that I've done a whole bunch of times, I don't usually get nervous about those. But it really just depends on the gig. I hardly ever get like debilitating stage fright or anything like that anymore. I've done it so long, but that is definitely not what I wanted to do. Depending on the gig, they can still be nerve-wracking. I always want to perform well and make good sounds and, you know, sing pretty. Okay, so this is going to be whatever the next thing is. Let's go get the output of these guys set up first. And then we'll figure out which of the three items we want to automate next. So I'm going to go down my stepping of whatchamacallits. conveyor lifters or whatever they're called. Okay, where is the guy? There he is. It's that one right there. Okay, this can be kind of hard to see from way down here. Let's go over here. All right, so that guy's gonna go right there. Oh. Go there. There. And there. And that's going to be at a storage thing right over here. So let's get that set up. Do I ever get nervous when I order and Sonic just order at Sonic and hope they bring the right food? Yes. Almost every time. Almost every time. They've messed up only once in the couple of years I've been there. What I actually get more nervous about is when I go there, are they going to be open? Because they have been closed. There was like a good 2 to 3 week period where the Sonic that I always go to wasn't open at, you know, 9:45 in the morning or whatever I go. And that made me have to drive an extra 10 minutes to go to another Sonic that wasn't as close. If that happens, nerve-wracking. I don't want to mess up half of my day because it takes a crap ton of longer time to get my stuff, get my food. Okay, so how am I going to do this? I'm going to bring this across. Kind of stacked on top of where this guy is. Alright, so we're going to set up a thing right here. And this guy right there. As a German, you can spell German words. Understandable. What? I'm not German, though, so it's not easy for me. Are you saying for you it's easy? Well, that's good. You should do some German operas then you wouldn't have to have a hard time memorizing words. Because as a person who doesn't speak German, I have a hard time memorizing German. Or at least memorizing full operas in German. Although it wasn't a full opera, but... I think I'm going to go this way. Let me get up on here so I can figure out exactly where I want to put this. Alright, so if that guy is on that level, I want it to go 1, 2, like this. Alright, that's to be encased industrial beams, and it needs to go to the 5th one up, which is this one right there. Is that correct? That looks pretty good. Only a little bit of overlap with those steel beams. Otherwise, I like it. And that should be encased industrial beams, automated and delivered to storage, which is nice. Now I just need to get the overflow, which... The overflow of this one would come from the side and go into the back and come back to the right. So the overflow of this one's going to be 1 space over, I think. So Mark III belt. You're German, you can say, I can spell German words well. You're saying I can? Okay, well thank you. I don't know if I can, but... merger, that's what I want. Merger right here. So we want 1 right in the middle. And then 1 in the middle here. Which would be about right there. And this one would be the overflow from the encased industrial beams, which we're probably not going to get for a while, but I might as well get it set up. So that would be a smart splitter. Right here. And to the right will be overflow, middle will be any undefined, left will be none. And I'm going to have this be like this. and just have a fairly clean place for this to go. Nope, this. Like that. Alright, so that should be the overflow pretty well set up. Okay, cool. Sorry, misunderstanding. Yeah. Well, I will tell you, your English is better than my German, so well done to you. Okay, so I should see encased industrial beams. Beautiful. So we got these guys automated. Okay, next thing I need to do is figure out... my automation's been looking good. I need to make sure I can automate the 3 things I need for the space elevator upgrade, the tier 5 and tier 6 upgrade. I think I can. I think all 3 of them will be made in assemblers. Smart plating, versatile framework, automated wiring. Okay, I can. Okay, I need... Okay, there is one item I'm missing. So I could get these automated right now, but I'm missing stators, which take steel pipes and copper wire. Hey, thanks for the raid, Eddie. Appreciate it. So how do I want to do this? Rotors plus stators are eventually what we're going to need for motors. So I think... Let me update my thing here. I have 7th floor started. So let me put a sign for the 7th floor. Was I doing this one? Yes. So 7th floor, I just automated encased industrial beams. So, oh, how did I do this? I think I made it blue. Blue, select. And we have this. Okay, and then we have 7th floor encased. I don't remember. 7th floor. Save sign settings. I probably have one in my inventory. Let me check what it's called. It's called... I have none in my inventory. Hope I got a good stream. Well, thank you, Eddie. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the raid. It is encased industrial. That's what it is. Encased industrial. Thanks for the random raid. I appreciate that. Alright, so that's going to be encased industrial beams. Okay. And 6th floor has rotor. 5th floor has rotors. Okay. I think I'm going to do stators then. I think I'm going to do 7th floor stators with the encased industrial beams. Is that what I want to do? Which is going to need copper wire plus steel pipes. So steel pipes are on 6th floor, so that works well. That'll be a 5th floor and a 6th floor thing going up to there. All right, so we're going to get stators before we get the phase 2 items going here, and I need to figure out how many of them I can make. Encased industrial. No! My, what's the word for dyslexia? My dyslexia, no. All right, so we actually need to do stators. So 15 steel pipes per minute, 40 wire per minute. I don't remember how much we're making of either of those, so let's go look at wire first. Copper wire on the 4th floor. So 2, 3rd floor, and 4th floor. Let me see how much copper wire we are currently making a minute. So I feel like we're using all of our copper wire. Is there any backed up? It looks like we're making it about the speed that we are using it. Yeah, because there's no backup here, and there is about even here. So I might need to expand my copper wire production for this next build. Because I even have some over here going somewhere, don't I? Yeah. So I'm gonna have to have this copper wire. This copper wire's going down. So I would need a place, maybe right here, where I can go up. The thing that's really gonna gate this, because I can always go get more copper, is I'm not using steel pipes for anything yet, but I need to see how many steel pipes we're currently creating a minute. Hey, what's up, Meatfish? I'm doing well, my friend. I'm doing well. How about you? Hope you're having a good one. 20, we're making 20 times 3 a minute. These are all working at 100%? 100%, okay. We're making 60 steel pipes per minute. So that's determining how many we can do. So 60 steel pipes a minute. 60 divided by 15 is 4. So I could do 4 stator producers, which means I would need 40 times 4, 160 wire per minute. Is that right? 40 times 4. 160 wire per minute. Okay, let me go make the like the sign and a couple other things up here first. So we can do 4 of those guys. Where are my signs at? There. So I'm using this sign there. This is going to be 7th floor. Yes, 7th floor. All right. And the first thing we made was encased industrial beams, so that. This is going to be 7th floor. Encased industrial beams, and we're going to do stators here. Okay. Why does it? I really wish you could change the font size, or that it would automatically change the font size to not overlap itself. So I'm just going to say industrial beams then. Industrial beams. Okay. They really need to get better word wrap or whatever that's called. You're doing good? Glad to hear it, my friend. Glad to hear it. Industrial beams and stators. Hopefully I spelled stators right. Alright, so the stator production is going to be... Both things are going to be coming from over here. So... I think what I'm going to do is have the output be here and the input over further that way. I think is going to be the best way to do this. This will be the output. Okay, so I need to figure out how this lines up with other guys here. Do I have any from here on this side? No, they're all on that side. So I want these to line up with stuff below us. Okay, so it looks like it's on this level. It's on the, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. First one's on the 5th foundation. 5th foundation from the end. 5th foundation from the end. Then I'll line it up the other way. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be where this guy is, right here, and this is the output. I believe like that should work, and we would want a merger right here. All right, so this will be the output 4 stators. Do I have a Discord? I do. Exclamation point Discord. We'll give you the thing for that. It's mainly used for the Space Engineer server that I've never go on anymore, and FTL ship viewership discussions. That's what it's mainly used for, but you are welcome to check that out. I'll be honest, I don't check my own Discord hardly ever. There. 1, 2, and then 1, 2 to be centered. And this should be, if I'm not mistaken, shader times 4 equals 60 steel pipes. Perfect. I'm going to have to get more copper wire, that's for sure. But I think I know where I have a source of copper I can get. But I'm going to get all this set up first. That'll be a merger this direction, going like that. That. And like that. And this is going to make... I think this is only going to be like 20 stators a minute. Once we start getting motors automated, we're going to need to probably up the production of all these things a decent amount. All right, let me get the power line plugged in over here. Okay, this guy right in the middle over here. Okay. Well, the good thing is, with the way I've been planning, this should all be fairly easily upgradable, hopefully. Alright, so the challenge will be getting the wire. Steel pipes will be easy to get up. So let's figure out how we're going to get these things up through here. So the pipes, the wires are going to be the hardest part. So any of these 4 will work. So let's go underneath here and figure out which of these guys we're going to go with. Steel pipes. The steel pipes can easily do any of these, and actually I'm going to want the steel pipes to go out the right side. Yes, I think we're going to want these to go out the right side, so I might change that. Is this the row? This is not the place with the floor with whatchamacallit, with the wires. The wires another couple floors down. Okay, so I keep track. Any of these will work. Is that right? Centered there, centered there, centered there, or centered there. Okay, so any of those 4 will work. I will say probably the hardest part of my factory design is keeping track of where I can vertically move things through. So it looks like I could do any one except this one. So go like this, do this guy, or this guy. Any of those will work, so we know that this one won't work, so we get rid of that guy. Okay, and this is to bring the wire up, the copper wire up through our factory is what we're doing. There's wire on this floor, here's wire. Okay, so which one of these can we use? It looks like the best one would be this one right here. So I'm gonna get rid of those 2. So this is where we're gonna bring the wire through. And it's probably gonna have to be something like that. So that is where the wire is going to come through. Let's see. So do I want to figure out... Let me get everything but the wire going, because that's going to take a pretty big amount of time, because I'm going to have to go get enough copper and figure out how many more copper wire I'm going to need to make. So let's get everything but the copper wire done. All right, so I'm going to delete the ones I know I'm not using here. So this is the correct one. So I can delete this guy and this guy. This is going to need to be at least a Mark II conveyor lift, I think. How much was it? 160? You know, let's just do a Mark III belt just to make sure. What level's this? I can't tell. 4. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 3. Okay. All right, so this is going to be Mark 3. And that will be wire. And so let's do steel pipes on this one right here. That's going to be steel pipes. 15 times 4. I think it's exactly 60, but we'll do a Mark II belt just so we have plenty of throughput. Can actually have it be on the bottom floor. Let's go up just to make sure we have clearance underneath. What's your clearance, Clarence? Roger, roger. I want that to be a little bit higher, honestly. I would like that to line up perfectly. So instead of 1, 2, it's 1, 2. I think that will line up perfectly. Yes, except that it's not lined up perfectly. So it needs to be 1, 2. Needs to be that guy right there. There. And I need to change this to be right is the place is going, and left is none. There we go. Now I should see steel pipes going here. Beautiful. All right. So let's get everything set up for this except iron copper wire, because copper wire is going to be a pretty big project to get the amounts going we needed. We need for this build. So steel. Oh, that's awesome that it actually shows the steel pipe. This is going to be a Mark III belt. And this is going to go directly... How do I want to do this? It's a little awkward here. Yeah, it's going to be a little funky, so what I'm going to do is have it go here. So that will be the copper wire, and we'll have this guy be up 1 level. Turn the other direction. Come on, come on. I swear, getting this to snap on these things, I feel like they need to fix that detection a little bit. Snapping onto these, what are they called, floor holes or whatever, can be kind of a pain. Alright, so this is going to be this level here. Perfect. It's going to go all the way down to... One, 2. Oh man, it's perfect. It's perfect! Like I planned it. Like that. And everything else is going to be splitters off of here on the left side. That'll be a splitter. Where's my green line? There it is. Splitter. Splitter. And splitter. And that is 15 per minute. So each of these will be Mark I belts going into there. Going into there. going into there. Is that correct? That looks correct. Okay. Beautiful. So that'll be the steel pipes, and then it will be copper wire. 40 per minute times 4 is 160. So get the splitters set up here. Splitter there. Splitter. I have that one lined up correctly? Yes. And then the last one will be a Mark 1 belt that will go directly in there. Like that. Is there any reason not to use the fastest belt I have? Because I'm mathing it. There's not really a good reason. I'm doing it because I like to go by what the machine requires. So this machine requires 15 per minute. I feel like having from the splitter to the machine a faster belt is a waste of resources. It's not really a waste because of how many tier 3 belts I can make, but it's just my fastidious brain. I don't know. I want to match up what is required with what is supplying. True, if I overclock later, I might need a faster belt. 100% true. However, I plan on never overclocking any of my machines. The only things I ever want to overclock, I will underclock, but I never want to overclock except for the source of materials, like the mines and the oil wells and stuff. The reason being, they have said that their next upgrade, they might change the way overclocking works. So I plan to never overclock any of my machines. I will use my fastest belt to bring stuff to each of these guys, though. But it's a valid point. And if it's different than what other people do, that's fine. It's just my brain likes it to be likes the math to line up. FTL hard mode strats, nothing more that required. Yeah, maximize efficiency. That's right. My FTL playing is affecting my stuff here. So this all looks good, right? This is these are all set up. All they need is the copper wire, which is 40 per minute per machine, which means 160 copper wire a minute, which means I now need to figure out how I'm going to get that much copper wire up here. So I have the belt set up for it. Let me make sure I have the vertical thing set up correctly. That's a Mark III vertical guy. This I did not make as a Mark III. This needs to be a Mark III. Mark III facing this way. All right, so I now need to figure out 140 wire a minute, what all that's going to require. Update 6 will buff overclocking, more production for less power. Yeah, and that's kind of why I don't want to do anything with it yet. Oh man, am I going to have enough room? How much do these each do? 30 per minute. Did I say I needed 40? Yeah. So 160 divided by 30. So I need 6 machines in total. Do I have space for 6? Okay, I have space for 6. What I don't quite have space for is the output. So I'm going to have to change up these outputs if I want to use this same line, which I do kind of want to use this same line. So I've had to change these copper wire outlet outputs a couple times. Let me place the machine so I can get a visual idea how I want to do this. So 6 machines, one of them being slightly underclocked is my plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I need to do any more copper wire, I'm going to have to go over. I'm going to have to keep it on the same floor, but move it on over. So it's copper wire. So that'll be 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. 180. You guess you're the kind of guy to say if you have the resources to make every belt Mark 5, just do it. Yeah. Imagine you buying like the strongest weapon in the game, but no armor to kill level 1 enemy. All right, let's see here. Let me make sure I'm doing my math correctly. Stators. 40 per minute times 4. That is 160. We're making 180. Do I want to underclock? Do I want to just do it at this amount and have the excess go down to be recycled? How much copper will this take? 15 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 15 times 6. I need 90 copper. Okay. Okay, 90 copper a minute. So I'm probably going to go to a new mine and overclock it to 90 a minute. Is that what I want to do? See, part of the reason every time I do a new build that requires new resources, I'm trying to always supply it with the exact amount of resources I'm supplying, so that the reason being, if I later need to go get more resources, I don't go, oh, I think I had extra here before, but I don't remember how much extra. So I've been purposefully only producing exactly how much I can with the supply I have available. So I want to have 90 copper a minute. So I need to go find a copper vein and then overclock it or underclock it to 90 a minute. So 90 a minute, which would be a Mark II belt. But I'll probably use Mark III belt because I actually make those more easily. Okay. I'm going to figure the output after I get the source. Let me see if I have any copper veins I have not tamed yet. I feel like I might have some on my... Yeah, there's a normal copper over there. Actually, I have a map here. Let's just look at the map. Berry harvesting, caterium, sulfur, limestone, coal. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I am not using this copper yet. So it's pretty far away. I don't think I have any closer copper I'm not using, unless there's copper over here. Let me actually do a quick copper ping and see if there's some over that direction. That's the wrong button. V. Okay, I want to see if anything pings over this way. The first will be to the left and behind me. Yeah, I'm getting 900 meters that way. Am I using that copper? I think... Okay, nothing came from that way, so the closest one is over that direction. I think, yeah, I believe... Yes, I am mining this copper. And I'm using all of that. And I'm pretty sure I overclocked to get the amount of copper. This is a whole bunch of copper I used for some other wires, so I think I am going to go get copper from the one that I marked. The normal copper is, I think, 60. It'll be pretty easy to overclock it to 90. I think it'll only take one power shard, which is all I have left. I actually need to go get more power shards on the way over there, so... before I go do this, let me go get some extra iron and concrete and something else. Probably Mark III belt stuff. So regular iron plates, concrete. There. extra concrete over here. And I think that's all I'm going to get, because if I'm going to be picking up random stuff, I want to actually clear my inventory a little bit of flowers. And I don't need this quartz crystal. Actually, let me throw the quartz crystal into our awesome sink. Which probably has a bunch of tokens I can get. Coupons. 12 coupons, not bad. Okay. How much ammo do I have for my thing here? 20. Can I make more of those? Yeah. Let's get up to, what is it, 50? I think a stack is 50. Do I have any extra in here? Not currently. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's keep an eye out. I know there are some slugs I have not gotten. I know there's some in. I might be able to actually start doing some of the exploding stuff. Oh, power switch I just completed. I forgot that I was doing that. Yeah. Oh, encased industrial beams. I can actually get this going. Okay. What are those? What are those 5 things there? Is that something I can make? Object scanner. Ah, okay. Let's get that, actually. Since I have the encased industrial beams, that's, I think, part of the reason I probably wanted to get encased industrial beams automated was to get that done. Can we do that? And I need, what was it? 10 object scanners or 5? 5 object scanners. So I need more beacons for that. And 5, some extra beacons. Oh, I need more wire. Okay. Alright, so let's get this going. Nobelisk detonator. I'll need to also get the explosives going too. But I can at least get that started. I don't stream on the weekends. No, not normally. Saturday is my day off, and Sundays... Huh, my wire. We're using up more wire than we're... Or using it at the same rate we're making it. My weekends... Saturday's my day off, and Sundays lately I've been having extra rehearsals, which is continuing this week, so I will not be able to stream on this Sunday. For a while I was streaming on Sundays pretty regularly and playing whatever I was playing on Friday, which has been Elden Ring. It's been really busy lately. My singing gigs have been happening a lot more, which is great, but it's just been keeping me from being able to get as many streams in as I'd like. Alright. Just keep an eye out for any slugs I have not gotten. And let's make sure we're doing this. Alright, it's actually this direction, isn't it? Copper and limestone's over this way. Okay. Have I looked into Redcon? I did. I looked at the video yesterday. I'll be honest, it doesn't look like something I'm super interested in. It reminds me of the game Forts that I played a little bit with Firehawk a while ago. And it was kind of fun, but to me there's not a lot of long-term replayability in a game like that, especially because it looks kind of like it's a PvP game. It just doesn't look like it's for me. I appreciate the suggestion, but I don't think it's something I'm really going to look into playing. It's not PvP? Well... maybe if I watch more video, but what I saw on Steam looked like, even if it's not PvP, it's a PvE version of that game Forts that I played, and that game was fun for about 30 minutes for me, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. So, I'll be honest, it didn't really catch my attention. Alright, so here's the limestone. Where's the... Oh, I'm using this copper. Damn, I should have taken off that this is just pure limestone then. Crap. I'm gonna have to find another copper vein. Okay, maybe there's some this direction. Let's see if there's any copper. I see there's 3 iron normal, limestone, limestone. I'm pretty sure that normal copper is this. Wait, I just changed that. Do I have to pick this up? There we go. Now you don't say that, right? Okay. So it looks like all copper I found I'm currently harvesting. So I need to go this way and see if there's some more copper over here somewhere I can find. It'll ping some right over there because that's the copper I'm currently collecting. $657 meters this way. I was hoping there'd be some that way. Okay, let's go over here, see if I can find this copper. I don't think I'm mining this over here. Please tell me I can make this jump. Okay, good. $300 meters this way, okay. This is kind of far away, but you know, I've basically gotten all the copper that's close to my base. Alright, what do we got over here? Single copper. It's normal. Okay. Single copper vein. Single normal copper vein. I feel like it's harder to find copper. I need to get the iron wire build unlocked because I think there's a lot more iron available on the map than there is copper. Okay, so if I set up a miner here. Oh, I have a Mark II miner, I forgot. Just need to make I might not even need to overclock this thing then. This guy, I think. So what does a Mark II miner produce from a normal vein? Actually gives me 120 a minute. Okay. So do I want to underclock this to 90 if I want to do what I said, which is make it always use as much as we are producing? You're going to play some Redcon and Dungeon of the Endless and stalk my stream. All right, enjoy, me fish. Sounds like a good time. You know what? Maybe I want to overproduce wire by a little bit. That way I have excess flowing down. All right, we'll do that. We'll just do this right at the 120 a minute. We'll just do that. All right, so 120 a minute is how many things here? Does PvE mean player versus electronic? No, it means player versus environment. It means not versus other players. All right, I do need power lines. Let me kill these guys since I'm. Ow. Okay. Alright, let me heal myself, because ouch. Alright, get rid of those guys. Playing FTL and watching my stream is the best. Nice. I'm glad you enjoy that. I'm glad you get enjoyment out of that. I wonder if there's any other mines over here. While I'm out scouting, I should mark anything if there is. Let me just do a quick. I know there's copper. Is there iron nearby? Nothing super close. What about coal? I'm pretty sure we're getting that coal already. What about quartz? Okay, it doesn't seem like there's anything else super close here that I'm seeing. At least anything super important that I want. Alright, so I'm going to get the power line plugged in. Oh man, I need cables. I hate it when I do this. I bring everything, but I forget one item, and it means I can't build what I need to build. Yeah, that's the last of my cable right there. Alright, let's go get freaking cable. Ugh. Where am I going to bring this material is the question. Do I bring it to that guy over there or that guy over there? I'm just making some crazy long belts, man. If I have 120 copper... Oh, Jesus. Will 120 copper turn into 120 copper? It's 30 to 30. So yes, so I'm going to have 120 copper a minute. So this is going to be a full Mark II belt. So let me, so I can keep track of it, have a full Mark II belt here. So I'll start bringing the belt back while I go get ready to get materials. Quick good evening, because you got to go help your dad fix a Jeep. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Well, good luck fixing a Jeep. You love the vibe when you're venturing away from the main base to build in a new spot. You love that vibe? To me, the exploring gets a little tedious. But I think that's one of the things they actually plan on improving and reworking with the next update. I think they said they're calling it like the exploration update or something, so I look forward to that. I'm gonna bring this over to the other side over that. Break on through to the other side. I've been around concrete machines so long that going back to nature is refreshing and exciting. Yeah, I guess so. I just wish the exploration was there was a little more to it. Like the animals... I don't know. I think what bugs me about it, no pun on spiders and bugs, is the limited number of body slots. So you can't like wear your rebreather while having your jetpack. And your whatever the things are called that lets you jump higher, which is I think one of the things they're increasing is they're adding upgrades I think to have more body and hand slots potentially. Okay, where am I going? Man, this is gonna be a long frickin' belt, man. Why would someone pay nearly $6 for having a game? 10-hour playtime. What game are you talking about? Are you talking about the... Oh, you're talking about that game that they're suggesting only has 10 hours of game time? Yeah, that didn't look like a game that I'd get much out of, so... Yeah, I need to bring this up somewhere. I can bring it over around that way, I think. Okay. Oh. Oh, God. And then I'm out of those materials. I'm just running into all these guys, man. What are you guys defending? Oh, did you just die to your friend shooting fire at you? I think he just shot his friend. What do you... Oh, is this that Samite ore? Sam ore. I guess I'll pick this up. Is this a work in progress thing? I don't know if this is used for anything yet. Okay. Is that what they were protecting? That Sam ore? Okay. Man, I don't know if this is the best direction to go to bring stuff back. Is that my belt up there? That is okay. That is bringing something back. So I think I could bring that up to there. Friendly fire is on. You think? Yeah, it looked like it at least. Definitely looked like it. Okay, there's a belt up there. I think that's bringing Caterium or something up. So now I probably want to bring it over to here. Excuse me. I'm trying to figure out how to bring this copper back in the most efficient way possible. And I think I'm just going to bring it all the way over here, which is a really, really long belt, but... They can hurt each other. It's fun to kite them into friendly fire. That's pretty crazy. I'm not sure that I knew that was a thing. Alright, so I'm going to bring it over to here. This next layer of copper. It's going to be 120 a minute, and I'm going to actually overproduce copper wire, which I said I didn't want to do, but the thing I can do with the overproduced copper wires, I was actually surprised to find out. It looks like I don't have any overflow of copper wires, so my storage is not filling up. So that is actually a little bit of a thing I would like to remedy. I would like to have at least a little extra copper wire. If I have some to pick up for my storage. Taking a break from designing a factory storage room to watch Rand play Satisfactory. Taking a break from Satisfactory to get more Satisfactory. Sounds quite satisfactory. Oh god, now I'm punning. Now you all are making me pun. Thank you, Inan. Alright, so I needed... okay, that's done. So we now can make the obelisk detonator. Ooh, I have a hand equipment slot once I get... Now I just need the explosives, so I might make that happen today. That'll let me get a couple more slugs too. Okay, so what was I missing? Missing a bunch of cabling. And then I was also running a little low on these guys. And I believe there was something else. I'm gonna get the Sam ore out of my inventory. What else was it? Reinforced iron plates for the Mark II belts. Okay, if you could stop saving and lagging, game, so I can actually see something. Okay, here we go. Oh, no wonder these things are a pain. They only stack to 100 too, compared to 200 on the steel beam ones. Yeah, these guys are a pain to build long Mark II belts. Okay. Have I unlocked the customizer yet? Mass edit the colors on the orange buildings. Remember I said I never liked the default colors. The customizer. I don't know. I can actually do this now. Object scanner improvements. Ooh, and no, I already did that one. Press X. Okay, I guess I have. So, how do I change it? Do I just do this? I have to like start clicking on things to do that, right? Painting is free now. Okay. Can I edit what the default is? Yeah. If I edit the fix it factory, it will replace the default color. Oh, okay. If I edit this, ah, if I want like some sort of cool blue color, like a dark blue, and then secondary is like a, oh, I don't know, maybe some sort of green or something. Will that just change the color of everything? Whoa, okay. All right, that I do like that. Not sure if I love that color, but I might go with that and play with that more later. Cool, thank you, Factoid. That is so much more convenient than having to do a paint gun and then manually swap everything you've ever built. Now Customizer lets you paint really fast and replace the textures. I'm probably not going to do any more with it right now, but thank you for telling me about that. Okay, so I need to go find where I was before and bring it over to here. It's over here somewhere. Oh. Oh man, do I have hot springs over here? Yeah. Yeah, we have geyser. Okay, that's cool. I think I didn't quite get to that tech last time, but I saw... Come on. Come on, really? You're gonna chase me this far? I don't think I unlocked that tech last time, but we are pretty darn close to that, so that's nice to have that material, that geyser close by. Okay, so I want to go up here. That's what I want to do. I want to get up there if I can. And place it on this boulder. Yes, I can. Beautiful. So we're going to go up there. Bring it up to there. It's really handy when you get to pipes, you can color code them pretty fast. Oh, color coding pipes. That's cool. So you can have a different color pipe for water and oil and stuff. It's a cool idea. Please tell me I have the length giggity to place this over here. So close. Okay, what about up to here? Here we go. Okay. Don't fall, please. Okay. This is one long belt. I probably should have gone a different way with this, but too late to change it now. We're just gonna have a really long belt. Oh, damn it. God, I hate these bugs. Come on. That's so stupid that they can be in the water, but I can't actually attack while in the water. Alright, just kill these frickin' things. God, I hate these things so much. I really need to unlock the next weapon, because this little zapper thing sucks. I need the sword. The sword is like 8,000 times better than this thing. I think that's the next tier up, though. I don't think I've unlocked that yet. Xenoblaster's so much better. Yeah, is that the lightsaber sword thing? Maybe I have unlocked it, and I just need to build it. I need to check that when I get back. They need to implement water battle? Yeah, that would be nice. Okay. Mark II belt. I could almost certainly unlock that with what I have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. I just haven't taken the time to do it. I'll check it after I finish this belt. Probably. You remind me, because I'm going to frickin' forget. I always forget. I say, I'm going to do this, and then I don't do it because I always forget. Let's go across over here if I can. Man, I wish I had a jetpack too. Would be nice. Of course, that requires oil and stuff. Okay, yeah. Which I might unlock today. If I get this next phase 2 unlock done today, I might actually be getting into oil next time, which would be really nice. Alright. Will this plug into where I wanted it to? Almost. We're almost there. Alright. Over here. Alright, that's a really, really long belt, but there we go. I'm going to take this over to my base, grab some more reinforced iron plates, and then see if I can make the Xeno Basher. Why am I not using cars? Because I don't like cars. That's why. I've played them before. I don't... The last time I used them, they seemed to bug out and not be very consistent with their programmable tracks. Maybe they're better than the last time I played them, but I don't want to use them. That's why I'm not using them. I'm going to use railroads, but I'm not to that tech yet, so I'm using lots of belts. But I know that cars are more resource efficient, but I just don't like them. I used them once, and it's so tedious to set up the programming, and they can bug out. I just never liked them. Took you a while to get on the car train. Update 5 was such a quality life improvement for vehicles. Okay, well, I'm sure it's better, but I got turned off of them the first time I used them. I just don't. I don't want to. All right. Can I make the Xeno Basher? Yes, I can. I can't believe I didn't do that yet. I just need one more Xeno Zapper. And there we go. Oh, thank God. I should have done this ages ago. Give me this guy. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. Got my lightsaber. Okay. So I need more reinforced iron plates. Okay. Let's go get this mining going. Let me throw iron in. Want the animal stuff to go in here. This and this. You're not going to argue with me saying that update 6 isn't going to be also massive quality of life update. Explorer is still not great. Yeah, I remember using the Explorer, and I've unlocked it, and I haven't built it yet. The last time I played, when I used the Explorer, it bugged out and fell through the world. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to build it if that's just going to happen over and over. So I just, if things have bugged out in the past, I often don't try them again. They changed it massively. Update 5, I should try. The vehicles, I don't know. I just don't know if I want to invest the time to make them go. You know what? The next time I have to go get long-range resources, maybe I'll try it and experiment with it. But since I've already laid the framework for this this long belt. I'm not going to do it this time, but maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe it can be a stopgap until I get trains going, but I feel like I'm getting close to having trains unlocked anyway, so I'm probably just going to skip them. I'm pretty sure when I unlock phase 2, I'm going to have trains unlocked, because I think steel stuff is used for all the train stuff. It's the super whacker. It's a super soaker, a super whacker. Alright, where's that big long belt I made? There it is. Okay, jumping off. You still have to finish the last part of tier 2 on your build right now. This is the only thing you ever use trucks for, is deliver plastic and rubber back to your main base before you get trains. Yeah, that might be what I use it for, because I'm pretty sure... Am I going the right way? Is this the power line? I'm pretty sure I'm going to need... God, I'm so turned around and lost. I can't talk, explore, and play the game at the same time. I don't know if there's any oil close to me. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I lost track of the belt. From the copper. Where's the copper? Mark this limestone already. Alright, I can't look at chat right now. I have to frickin' figure out where I am right now. Okay, I think I see the belt. Is this the belt with nothing on it over here? I think it is. Yes, okay, that's the belt. So I just need to get power. So let me grab off of this power line. And follow this belt. Follow your nose. Okay. Then you're going to be stuck on tier 3 forever until update 6, and then you're going to be sad. Well, update 6 should be coming soon, right? It's supposed to come sometime this month. Probably, I think they said. Potentially. No, you shouldn't have to wait that long. Alright, there we go. There's power for it. And then we continue this belt back to the source. I'm going to follow the power line. You just opened a stream to chill when I'll play, and I was in the same spot as you. Really? That is pretty random. Closest oil to my main base is a bad idea to go after right now. They're completely redoing that biome. Oh yeah, I'm making sure I stay away from this up here, right? That's why I built over here. I built here because I'm kind of close to where they're reworking stuff. But I don't want to actually build anything up there, because when the rework happens, that's going to change. So I'm hoping to find some oil maybe down here or over here or something. But I haven't even unlocked the scanning for oil yet, so. Okay, so I'm probably going to do my smelting right around here. That's the thing, is that they're super useful until you get up to trains, but even when you do have trains, they're still pretty useful, especially when you have a constant fuel source right by. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, I understand you like them. I'm not just gonna like completely rework my build to start using them yet, but I'll maybe check them out the next time I have the option to do so, or the need to do so. I need to go a long distance. Okay, so 120 copper a minute. Divided by 30. So I just need 4 of these guys. Okay, that'll be pretty quick and easy. All right. Smelter. 2, 3, and 4. This will be expandable if I need to. I want one to move my base. Oh, I'm not moving my base. Wow, you're just backseating like crazy. I'm not changing my entire build. I very purposefully chose to build in the Crater Lakes because the Crater Lakes are gorgeous and awesome. I am not changing where my base is. They're not changing this. They're not changing Crater Lakes. I watched the video. They said they're changing... I'm going to show you exactly what they said they're changing. Oh, god damn it. I had the map pulled up. Satisfactory map. There's an oil patch to southwest I can tap into. Okay. So we are in Crater Lakes, which is here. They're reworking this biome up here. No, I'm up here. I'm not up here. This is the one they're reworking. I'm down in Crater Lakes. I'm grabbing some resources from over here. I don't know if I've grabbed any from up there. I might actually have grabbed some from up there. The one thing... Let's see here. Caterium Pure. I've looked up here a little bit. I think... There are a few resources I'm getting. If some of my resource nodes get messed up, that might be a thing I'll have to deal with. But my base is purposefully not in the place where I will have to change anything, as far as I know. Thank you. Thank you for liking my base. My whole first stream of this playthrough was me figuring out where I was going to place stuff. And Crater Lakes was where I chose because it shouldn't have any overlap with the changes that they're making, if I understand the video that I watched of it. So, all right, 120 a minute is going to be a Mark II belt. Let me get power going here. Is it possible to get the unarmed Zoltan freighter quest in the Zoltan sector instead of Zoltan homeworlds? No. Zoltan, if you're talking about the quest that gives you Envoy or Zoltan Shield, that's only in Zoltan homeworlds. Oh god, more spiders? Why are there spiders over here? Go away, itsy bitsy spider. Where are you coming from? God, I hear them. Alright, glad I got this upgraded weapon since apparently I'm in Spiderland. Spiderland, like a way worse Disneyland. Creepy crawly sound, man. What are you defending? Is there something good over here? Because all it is a crappy copper thing so far. Oh, we have a thing down. I might want to go down there and get that before I go home. So I would like more unlocks. I want to get iron. Instead of copper wire, I'm going to get the iron wire. Okay, so I need to split this guy. Let's go, so I don't run into that thing. That should be good. Sorry, I hope I wasn't mean when I said you're backseating a lot. I just... I got really defensive of my base location because I really like my base location. I really don't want to move. Okay, is this all working? Oh, I need to tell you what to make. The Crater Lakes are awesome, and I really don't want to move out of the Crater Lakes. Okay, that looks good. So that should be 120 minute and 120 minute. And then I'm very happy with my base location. I really hope the changes that they make don't make me have to move. I'm pretty sure when I checked it, though, that Crater Lakes is safe from any changes that are going to happen. Merger. Merger and... that is not correct. There, and then here. Spiderland, have fun with the spider brother of Mickey Mouse. Mouse and a spider can be brothers? Okay. Alright, so that will be Mark 1 and then Mark 2. That will be a full 120 per minute copper belt, correct? Yes. Make sure that's correct. And that it looks good. Should be flowing good. I don't have anything overclocked or anything, and it should be a 1-to-1 ratio. So it's going to take that forever to get to my base. So in the meantime, I'm going to go check this where this hard drive is. And what did you say? Quality of life tip. If you have some coupons, you can unlock the new concrete foundation materials. Let's build foundations that require iron plates. Oh, well, I do have some of them. I have these frames. Are you talking about these guys? These take steel. Maybe it's a different one. That is a good idea. I should unlock that. Although they'll look different. So I'd have to be okay with a different looking frame thing. Alright. Yay for more of these guys, but at least I have this. I think this even has better range. Oh, it one-shots those guys. Get wrecked, little annoying dudes. Man, I love this. This weapon is so awesome compared to the other thing. Why do I feel like I'm hearing something walk around in here? Is that me? Okay, it's me walking around. Okay. I'm scaring myself again. I hate when I scare myself. Okay. Alright, what do we got? 30 megawatts. That's easy. That's an easy one. I just need to get a power biomass burner. This. Throw it in there. Quickly throw in... You know what I'm going to throw in... I'll just do it. This. Oh, bam. Gimme. Okay. Quick and easy one right there. I see a slug up there, and I see a slug up there. I said I did want to grab slugs if I saw some, so let's grab those. They look way nicer. It's a concrete block foundation type. They added in new materials as well as parts. Yeah, I know there's a lot more stuff in the Awesome store than there used to be. And I have unlocked some of them, but I haven't unlocked the one that you're talking about. So I might give that a try. If I don't have to have iron plates for that, that would be nice. You played some version of Satisfactory demo, but it was nothing like this. Sounds like you played a long time ago, because this game has been in early access for a long time, and it never felt like a demo to me. Even for an early access game, this game has always felt super well polished and less beta-like and more full game-like. They do a good job of releasing stuff that's not broken. Whew. Oh man, I love this weapon. Zoop ramps are pog. This Zoop thing is such a big quality of life change. That's the best thing I've experienced since playing the since the last time I played. The Zoop ramps, by far the best thing they added, I think. Okay, I it's gotta go like this. Zoop mode is so good because it building long for a game that wants you to build big factories. The way you had to build large amounts of foundations before was so tedious. Weapon seems a lot better than the cattle prod. It's so much better. It's basically upgrading my cattle prod to a... It's like going from a, oh, I don't know, a plastic sword to a lightsaber or something. It's so much better. Is there anything else out here I want to get? I'm just gonna start heading back. Oh, we got one of these guys. This guy's a scarier guy. Ow. Where'd you go? You're hiding in the plants. These guys are the big tanky boys. Got him. You guarding that yellow? You're probably guarding that yellow guy I just got. Yeah, you can have concrete, grip metal, and shiny foundations. I did see those. I haven't actually unlocked those yet, I think. So maybe I'll do a little bit of a shopping spree. I've spent a lot of my tickets to get a bunch of other random stuff. There's another thing up there. Let's get that. Spiders. Ow. God, frickin' spiders, man. Frickin' spiders. I wanted to get... I got the half pipes unlocked so I could put the pipes inside of the half pipes. Is that a wreck I see down there? No, that's just weird flora and or fauna. There's probably more stuff up top. I don't really want to spend a lot of time looking for hard drives right now. If I just see any on my way back home, I'll try to get them. I better heal. Oh, I have an extra hand slot. I must have just unlocked. Beautiful. So good. Another slug, which means there's something gonna protect it. Yeah. Not only does this do more damage, I'm pretty sure it has better range than the other guy. Maybe not. Maybe it just feels that way, but it certainly feels like it has better range. Okay. Oh. Four shots to those guys compared to like 8 shots or something to the other guy, the other weapon. Where's my space needle? It's over this way. Okay. This just made you realize it's a good idea to harvest all slugs in the Spire Coast because they all get repopulated in the next update. Okay, that's true. If you wanna exploit an update, go for it. I'm probably not gonna do that. Unless I just accidentally happen to do that. So this game's about killing bugs. It's a secondary objective, but yes, it is one of the things you can do. Just kind of keeping an eye out, see if I see any slugs to pick up or wrecks while I'm out here. I see, I think that's a limestone vein. I should definitely mark that while I'm out here too. This game's basically Starship Troopers, basically. Starship Troopers meets Factorio. Alright. This is a single pure limestone. Yes, it is. Oh, but there's iron over here. Okay. Pure iron. Alright, more iron veins. If I want to get this guy, maybe I'll look into vehicles. Ooh, that's another iron vein. Is that 2 pure irons? Oof. 2 pure iron veins. Very nice. Let me just check and make sure there's nothing else close by here I need to get or mark. Looks like another limestone over there. When I'm out on these expeditions, I like to mark resource nodes I haven't marked yet, so when I need them, I can come get them quickly. God, I hate these frickin' bugs. Okay, so let's get our thing out here. Pure limestone. Okay, let's go mark the 2 pure irons over here and then the other pure limestone we found. Yo, Satisfactory, what's up, Wild Tyranitar? Killing bugs in the next update will be so much more fun. Would I like to know more? Sure. You can tell me about how they're going to change it. I don't know how you make such an annoying thing more fun, but... Alright, so let me mark this. 2 pure iron. I know I'm not picking up these nuts and stuff, but I'm kind of just... I don't want to fill up my inventory with that other random stuff. And then a pure limestone. Pure limestone. I better heal. You haven't played it in months? Yeah, it had been a while since I did my last playthrough too, so I'm enjoying re-exploring. I'd been wanting to play it again after my Epic Game Store ate my last save. So I've been really enjoying this new playthrough. Oh, Would You Like Tomorrow was a Starship Trooper reference. Oh, okay. I thought you were asking if I want to know more about how to kill bugs. I've watched Starship Troopers once. I've never been a huge fan of the movie. It's just too campy and ridiculous to me. Hey, is this the thing I've gotten? I feel like I maybe got this one already, but let's check it. Yeah, I already got that one. Ah, well. Have I used hyper loop cannons yet? No, I haven't actually made any hyper tubes yet. I've unlocked them, but I haven't made them yet. That's gonna be a really big project, so I'm gonna have to like spend a day, a whole stream day working on that, because I'll probably want to set up hyper tubes to get to the different levels of my factory, and then hyper tubes to get out to some of these other mines and stuff. So that's a big project I'm just not ready to spend time on yet. I want to get my next phase 2 unlocked so I really want to get to trains. You know the snail and uranium very high up on a mountain. No, I mean, it's a little bit of a spoiler. I'm not asking for people to tell me where materials I don't have are yet. So, I mean, I might have seen it in a previous playthrough, but I'm not anywhere close to uranium yet. Starship Troopers was a really good game. I didn't know there was a game of Starship Troopers. Alright, I never did kill this guy. Now that I have a better weapon, let's go for it. Nice. You can get it really easy with loop cannons. I'm not doing that. Thanks for the suggestion, but I'm not doing that. Loop cannons, I'm not making those, and I don't need uranium. So I mean, if you want to tell me in about 3 weeks when I'm actually to that point, maybe. But that's not really even on my radar right now. Alright, did the copper that we mined get up here yet? No, I need to make sure I finish this thing, because this should be filled with copper. Sending a train up this hill sucks, by the way. Make sure you plan on an engine. 1 engine per 3 cars. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Ah! Perfect timing. Even after all that exploration, the copper is just now getting here. Perfect. Okay, so let's get this copper plugged in. Let's see here. Where was this copper going? It's going right there. Okay. This is going to be a Mark II belt. Somewhere around here. Somewhere around there. It isn't even useful because it's so high. What, the area you're talking to me about? Okay, so if it's right, this is right in the middle. So if I want this to line up where I want it to go, I want it to be 1, 2. That have a nice clean curve and straight in there. It looks pretty good to me. All right, beautiful. So that gets me the copper to the wire. I think I can finish this build before we take our first break, and that will be stators automated, I think. I think that's the end goal of all this. Yeah. Case industrial beams and stators. Whoops. Okay. My factory looks very clean. You're always messy. I'm trying to... I thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to keep it clean. I went into this trying to make sure I was planning well. And every time I do... Like, the way I'm planning this is that every floor is 2 to 3 items at most that is infinitely expandable. So anytime I need more copper wire, I go to 4th floor and make more copper wire. Anytime I need more reinforced iron plates, I go to floor 3, make more reinforced iron plates. It means I got to go to floors below and get more iron plates. But like every floor, every item has a specific floor. That's kind of the plan for this build that I've gone for. And so far, I feel like it's worked out pretty well. That I've been able to stay on track with this plan. All right, and then we go splitters here. That. And I fell, because there's a hole there. Am I going to play DOT again? What the hell's DOTE? Dungeon of the Endless. No, I don't have any plans. You keep asking me about the same games. No, I don't have any plans to play that again currently. I plan on playing the games that I'm currently playing, which are Satisfactory. Oh yeah, I got this. Satisfactory, FTL, and Elden Ring. I might be done with Elden Ring soon, so maybe I'll move on to something new after that, but I don't know what that something will be. It's 99.9% likely that it will not be Dungeon of the Endless. I streamed that like 2 times, and it was kind of fun for a couple streams, but I didn't feel like the game was a game that I wanted to devote my stream to. All right, so this is 120 a minute. Users 15. 120 a minute. Let me remember how much I'm doing. 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. So I'm only using 90 of the 120. So I'm actually going to have 30 excess copper. Maybe I do want to overclock one of these guys. How much can I overclock you? 45 a minute. Which is a, how much is that? 150%, so it's not doubling. Ugh. This is the other thing about overclocking, it makes my brain hurt. I'm gonna make one more of these guys. This means I'm actually not using all of the copper I'm using all but 15 of the copper. But I'm gonna be okay with that, I guess. Oh no, I don't need a splitter there, actually. Do I have any of the pure ingot recipes? I do, Bacon Ninja, but I can't use them yet because all of those require water. And I don't have any refineries that let me use water. I need, I think they're called refineries, right? Pretty sure you have to have refineries to do that. So I've unlocked 2 of them after you told me they're so good last time. But I can't actually use them yet. I need to unlock the next tier of... I need to unlock oil tech before I can even do that stuff. Because oil tech is where refineries are unlocked. Oh, damn it, I did these in the wrong place, damn it. You didn't tell me that it required refining when you said I need to unlock those guys. So, it'll be a while before I can make use of those recipes. Okay, splitter. What am I showing is that lining up with that? I don't know what it is showing that I'm lining up with. That green line is probably the wall conveyor or something. Are those all lined up? Those are all lined up, although I don't need that one, so I shouldn't have done that. But hopefully once I finish my builds today, I'll get the next tier unlocked, and then maybe I can do some of the pure... What did you call it? Pure ingot recipes, and makes use of some of those. I think those are like, what, the most efficient ways to get materials from the miners or something. I need to power all these guys. And then I need to get the output figured out. That's going to be the biggest pain in the arse here. It's getting all these outputs because it's so many of them. There. And this. Your favorite for copper is to use the alloy ingot recipe. You can use a foundry, and it's like 10 copper ore, 5 iron ore, and you get double the copper. Okay. That does sound pretty darn nice. I've seen that one. I didn't know what was good about it, though. I think when I had the opportunity to unlock it, I was like, I wonder if this is good, and you weren't here to tell me that it was so good. Alright, so how am I to do this? This output all needs to go into that guy. Which means I need all of these layers to go up 1 layer. Which means I need an extra one of these guys on each place here. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Will I be able to actually do this? Will I be able to get up to there that quickly? Let me shut this down for a bit while I figure this out. Oh, thank God that works. Okay. Okay. All right, so I just got to adjust each one of these guys up. This will be the last time I'll have to make this change on this layer. If I need to do more copper, I'll have to do it different place. Let me let that clear out first. You've been delaying fixing your early game spaghetti, but my nice factory gave the inspiration to fix that today. Nice, Boss Minx. I'm glad I could inspire somebody for something in this game. You know, we always kept saying everything's temporary. Okay, that looks good. And we've done a pretty good job of replacing most of the stuff that I said was temporary. All right, so this next guy is going to be remove this. Remove this. This is only a single guy here, so that's too steep. So hopefully I can do it here. Here. This is a little bit of spaghetti on these copper wires because I think I didn't plan it super duper well to start what these are all supplying, but future builds hopefully I can upgrade. Oh, that's a Mark 1. I need this to be a Mark 2, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what this is even supplying copper wire to, but I know it's something that needs it, so. Hopefully this will go in there safely. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. I'm going to want that to go there and the bottom one to go through there. So how do I fix this? How do I get you to go in there without busting things? Oh, I like have to wrap it around or something, don't I? This is going to be the most spaghetti thing I'm going to have to do right now, which I don't love, but... Can I get it to go like this? No, it's too tight. Maybe if I pull it back a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think I have to do it this way. Again, which I don't love. And that's going to keep me from putting a storage thing right there. So I think I can put a storage thing here for the copper wire. So, okay, it's fine. This is spaghetti I don't love, but this is because I didn't know how much copper wire is going to be needing for all this stuff. So I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so the last thing to do is we move this guy up a level. It's too tight. That works. Okay. Okay. And then this guy. I like how you just talked about cleaning up spaghetti while I'm making a bunch of spaghetti. Hey, spaghetti's almost ready for dinner, everybody. It's the most efficient smelting process. The alloys are faster, but they use more ore. Rand sticking to his plan. How satisfactory. It's right. In demo, you run out of ideas. You use boxes to do more stuff. Do I need the buffers for something? For my peace of mind. To keep my build consistent. If I didn't have this buffer, all of this wire would have backed up and I would have wasted time. So, the answer is not really. But I want to have it, so I'm just kind of keeping it. Get rid of this. It's what my build. It's kind of just the method I've used for all of my builds to have a buffer storage every time. So I want to keep it. Alright, so this is going to be mergers here. There. 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 Alright, so this is going to be a Mark III belt from here onwards. Mark III all the way. Oh, god damn it. Oh, god damn it, game. Alright, screw it. I'm just going to replace this entire thing. I really wish it was clear which direction mergers and splitters were facing. To me, it's so hard to tell, or that you could, like, rotate them once you place them or something, because it's so that's so frustrating. Or I did splitters instead of mergers. I don't know what I did there. Okay, is that right? Let me make sure that's right before I do anything else. Okay, that's right. Okay. Merger. Why not use Mark III belts? God, everybody keeps asking me the same question. I'm using Mark III belts where I need them. I'm not using the fastest belts when I'm producing something at 30 a minute, because that feels wasteful. The outputs are only making, if these things are making 30 wire a minute, why would I use a 270 a minute belt? Just feels inefficient to me. So I use Mark 1s for the outputs. I'm using Mark III where they merge, because that's where I need them. To me, it just feels wasteful to have something that's creating stuff at 30 a minute be transported on a belt that can transfer at 270 a minute. If you have 1,000 hours of the game, you still turn your mergers splitters the wrong way about 50% of the time. I'm glad to hear it's not just me. Glad to hear it's not just me. Alright, so what I'm going to do... How am I going to do this, actually? Can I put a storage thing here with my little bit of spaghetti? I think I can't. Yeah, it wants to... That belt is in the way, so I can't place that there. Which is probably fine. These two things are in the way of being able to do that anyway, so I probably have to bring it over to here. Alright, I'm going to do a smart splitter here, and I think I can... Oh man, I have a lot of belts going here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get overflow to work well here or not. Is that lined up? Okay. I can't get a vertical guy here, can I? Oh, I can. It's just gonna clip. If I did two verticals there, would they clip on top of each other? Yeah, they would. Okay. There's gonna be a little clipping there. Am I gonna let that bug me? God, I have just copper wire and copper sheets and screws all being around each other. It's just too many different items all trying to do the same thing in the same place. Alright, I think I'm gonna not let it bother me. I'm gonna just let it clip. Whoops. It's just too many high volume items in on the same floor. Alright, so there's Mark III of that. Smart splitter is going to have overflow go in the middle. Overflow center. Left will be any undefined. Right will be none. So that means that guy will be like that. And that's just, I want those clip. I don't know how to make it not clip. I'm gonna let it clip because it needs to go up to there. So that's gonna be 1, 2. There. Just need some iron rods on the floor to to complete the trifecta of really annoying high volume materials. Maybe if it really bugs me in the future Rand will make a change where I have screws be on its own floor and iron rods and have its own floor or something. Originally, I was only going to have one item per floor, but I felt like that was going to make our factory just way too tall. All right, so I should see copper wire zooming out of here. Perfect. Okay. You know, honestly, those overlapping doesn't look the worst. That actually kind of looks like it's one thing with two different items or something. This next part is going to look not very good, but I'm going to just be fine with it. So we want a merger going this way, like that. And this is where I'm merging all of my copper wire overflow is what this is. And there's just nothing doing but, oops, 3E, that this is going to overlap. And there's just no good way to fix that. So there's my overflow for the copper wire. So I've been avoiding spaghetti decently well, but on this floor, hopefully when I have future copper wire builds where I make a whole new line of copper wire, I can plan it out better. This one is just, it's just too much. It's a lot of wire being sent to many different floors, so future Rand can mess with that more. Let's go see if that's a GG cookie time, because that might actually be done. I think that's done. And that should actually produce more copper wire than we're using in the build where this is going. So I actually should have some overflow of copper wire. And that should be, hey, that is a GG cookie time. We got stators going. Beautiful stators. All right. I'm going to GG milk a time for stators being automated. I need to do the storage for those. What's up, Ghost Nico? There's also Caterium wire to clog the belts. Yeah. All right, so next thing we'll need to do is have the overflow and the storage set up. But we'll do that after we take our break. So really quickly, my friends, I'm Standard Trench User Restroom. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're having a good time. I always love chilling out with some Satisfactory, even if we are making spaghetti the whole time. When I come back, we will get the storage going, and then we can start working on the phase 2 objective automation stuff. Hopefully make that all come together. Y'all, be back just a bit, my friends.